Hey guys, BioRay here, back in Call of Duty Black Ops by special request, doing the Collector achievement. This one is to buy all the weapons off the wall in zombie mode in one round. And as per the request, I'm doing this solo. And it wasn't as hard as I thought. So anyway, the first few rounds, basically the idea is get your revive. So you get down or you make a mistake, which I do twice in this game, you can get back up. And second of all, what I like to do for the first 3 rounds or so is don't buy anything, use the pistol, shoot the zombie 4 times in the body, and then knife him. It seems to net you the most points, pardon me, and points management is what this is all about. So I already got this achievement, so you won't see the pop, but I'll give you my tips and tricks as I go along. And I apologize because this video is about 12 minutes long, and I fast forward through a lot of it, but I decided to leave all the gameplay in so you get an idea of how I play and how the strategy plays out. So the first thing you want to do after you buy the revive is to save up 1,750 or more points. At that point, you want to go through this first door downstairs, and you can buy the door and the first gun at the same time. So now that we do that, we're going to kill, look at that, more zombies. And when you get the chance to rebuild the barriers, there is caps on each round. It advances through the rounds, but you'll find that like the first round, the max you can get is 40 points, I believe, and then it starts going up from there on how many points you can get per round by rebuilding barriers. But it's always a good idea to do, so even if you don't get the points, it's probably worth it. So anyway, this next door, we want to get at least 2,200 points. That way we can open the door and buy our second gun. This is the AK-74U, which is probably my favorite in the zombie mode. I don't know why, there's no real reason, but in terms of points at least, you want to rely mostly on submachine guns. They do a little bit less damage, high rate of fire, and both those things combined means a lot of points. So, right here you see I have the insta-kill, and when you do have the insta-kill, you want to stab as many as possible. And there's my first mistake. I stayed on that little ledge too long and got downed. But that's what the revive's for. That's why it's there. You can use it up to 3 times when you're playing solo before it goes away. So definitely use the crap out of that. Now here's our first time we're coming across dogs, and they're not as hard as a lot of people believe they are. My strategy for dogs is basically to keep moving. A lot of people tell you to corner up, but the dogs have 2 main vulnerabilities, and they are that if they get close to you, they'll start an attack, and they'll be pretty much frozen there for a second. So if you get close to them, they start the attack, you back up, they miss you, and they're frozen there for a second, and you can shoot away. The second thing is, for whatever reason, these dogs, they can't turn fast. So you can literally run small circles around them, and they won't be able to hit you. So anyway, once you get to 2,500 points, you can get to this room. And get used to this room, because this is going to be your home. This is probably the most defensible area in the game, as long as we don't open the other side of the door we came in. And we're not going to, and we're not going to turn on the power either. And that's all part of the strategy. Once you turn on the power, you get the crawly guys that when you kill, they give off the Nova gas. Pardon me, let me just take a drink here. And so anyway, if you don't start the power, you won't have to deal with any of these Nova crawlers. So here we go, we're on round 6, and we're going to buy the claymores to watch this back door for us. We're still going to be there at the beginning of each round, so it takes a while for the other zombies to break through the barriers, so we can defend this area for a little while, and then we're going to start looking forward. because all the zombies are going to be flooding in there. So use your submachine guns to the best of your ability. If you're getting overwhelmed, go for headshots. If not, stick with the body shots. Gets you a lot of points this way, and you should be able to survive. It takes a little bit of practice to do this stuff, but I'm pretty sure pretty much anyone out there can do it. Just with a little advice, keep these tips in mind. It shouldn't be that hard. I played 3 games of this solo, and 2 of the 3 games I was able to pull off all the weapons. So I've tested this, it works, it's pretty good. So anyway, right now I have a little over 5,700 points, and at this point we're going to leave and we're going to open up the doors on the right side that we didn't open before. And grab another revive because I lost mine. And we're going to go through, open all the doors. Don't really worry about the weapons unless you got extra money. In this case I do, so I'm going to buy my 3rd weapon, the MP5K. And once you got that, even if you don't buy the weapon, open as many doors as possible. And then you're going to run all the way back to the stage area, because we're going to fight everything off from there. And we're going to stab this guy just for the extra points. And I'm going to take a drink again. And there's my cell phone. Sorry about that. Okay, so here we go again. Exact same strategy. A couple of claymores to watch the back. And fight off the points. Grab the pickups whenever you can. They're always helpful. Except for the nuke, possibly. Depends on your situation. You want to take that rather carefully. So if you got a lot of zombies, you're overwhelmed, do it. If you can avoid it, avoid it. A nuke will get you 400 points, where depending on how many zombies are left, you can get a lot more than that. So you're going to have to think on your feet, figure out what's going on. And remember, once you buy the claymores, you get 2 at the start of every round. So if you haven't used them, gauge how you're doing. You might want to place them down before you kill the crawler, so that way you'll have an extra 2 at the start of the next round. And same thing when you get max ammo, you replenish your claymores. So anyway, we're going back to get a few more weapons. We got over 5,000 points, so I can buy everything remaining on the right side here. And one little tip, don't buy the starting weapons until the end. They're not that helpful, and they're just going to waste 500 each, so up to 1,000 points. So anyway, that's the last weapon on this side. And at this point, I have some money left, so I'm also going to go back when I get back to the theater and get the M16. So for anyone that's keeping track, I now have 4 things left I need to buy. I need to buy the Bowie knife, which is in the theater, and I have to turn the power on for. I have to buy the 2 starting weapons, the Olympia and the M14. And up in the projection room, I need to buy the grenades. So anyway, we're going to have to survive this round first. And lucky me, I drew dogs early. And this first one almost gets me. 1 hit, 2 hits, but they were further enough apart that I stayed alive. But after that, I make pretty much light work of them, using the same strategy I talked about the first time. They're really not that bad once you get the hang of it. Once you learn their patterns, keep moving. Most people will tell you to bunker up in a corner. I disagree. I think it's a lot easier to do this way. Anyway, there's the last one. And after the first one, none of them got me, so we're going to celebrate with a little teabag. Okay, so at this point, we need 4,250 points to buy those last 4 things I talked about. 3,000 for the Bowie knife, 500 each for the first 2 weapons, the Olympia and the M14, and another 250 for the extra grenades in the projection room. So we're looking pretty good at this point, up to 2,000, get down again, but we got the quick revive, and we're just going to run circles around these zombies try to filter them in one location, and there you go. And as you saw, I avoided the nuke there because it was near the end of the round, first of all, and I don't want to start the next one considering I have enough points to finish this. And second of all, like I said before, you can get more points by using your actual guns than the nuke. The nuke's only worth 400, pardon me, only 400 points no matter how many zombies are left. So here we go, we're going to buy the Olympia, and there's the M14, and now we're going to go all the way back, because I should have turned the power on before, but I didn't. So we gotta go run around, pardon me, we gotta run all the way back around, turn the power on, and then gonna go out and get the Bowie knife. Ooh, froze there. Sorry about that. Anyway, turn the power on, and the Bowie knife is just to the right by the Jugnog machine, around here. Oh, I love that part. Sorry. I always love being the doctor. He has some of the best sayings. And so we got the Bowie knife. We're going to activate the two teleporters, or sorry, link them, so we can go up and get her last thing off the wall. Thank God. So basically this took me about half an hour each run, and I've cut this down to about 12 minutes for you guys. But there we go, we got our grenades, do a little celebration, and as always, stay tuned to AchievementHunter.com for more tips, tricks, and videos.